Welcome to the call, everybody. My name is Chris King, and I have the privilege and the honor of coming on here and getting to introduce someone who's actually been a quiet mentor to my wife and I. With the things he does, his not necessarily his lifestyle, but who he is and his character. His character he holds, his integrity, everything about him. And I've just been honored to be in his wake, to be able to watch. And just like our kids, don't our kids watch us and repeat everything we do? So just like that, he's been one of those figures for us growing our business here. And it's remarkable where he came from and what he's done to what he's doing. This gentleman here, he's an actor. He's actually been in some films. Once in a while, we'll watch those films and fast forward up to him. There's professionalism there, what he's done, his accomplished there. He was and anytime you work at a golf course or anywhere close to a golf course, I call you a golf pro. So in my world, he's a golf pro. He worked bartending. I mean, this is a man of people. To be a bartender, you have to be a lover of people. And I think he's taken that and he's shown us in this business what he's done, because he doesn't care who you are. He doesn't care where you're from. He doesn't care what you're doing. He will take the time to talk to you. He will take the time to show you areas to help you grow what you should do for you to grow and to grow your business, become as successful, if not more than him. And what's really cool about it, he's always been right there to support us, to edge us on, to be that parent in the stands to encourage you. And that's been such a blessing for so many people, including my wife and I, Dean. And I want to appreciate that. And I've never told you that to your face, but I've told you that on the screen now. I look forward to seeing you in Tahoe next week. And sir, before we get started, I know you're going to be bringing it hot and heavy today. So before I introduce you, sir, hold on a sec. I'm going to get ready. Because I know you're bringing it ready. I got all my own gear out. Let's roll. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tarrolly.
Hey, oh man, I don't know what to say. Hold up a minute. Oh my God, that's awesome. All right, so right on cue, dude. That's, by the way, you know what? I think there's a spot in Hollywood for you, bro. You can't just come up with that like there's some talent over there, my man. That's awesome. Good morning, everybody. Chris, I appreciate it. You know, you guys, let me tell you, I was texting a couple people, and even a couple of you on this very Zoom may have gotten a quick chat from me. Let me tell you that one of the greatest things that happens in this business is the opportunity to meet people that you end up doing life with, right? Do you guys ever have those people in your lives that you spent a window of time together, and then a whole bunch of time goes by and you connect, and it's like you haven't missed a day, like you haven't skipped a beat? Or those people that you run into at the store or at an event or whatever, and they're the people that you shake hands, you give them a hug, right? And there's a whole Zoom of those kinds of people on right now. And I'll tell you, Chris and Rose, they're right at the top of that list. You know, we've spoken in private, we've had conversations, we've had texting, and don't be surprised when you see the Kings get promoted to regional vice president. And the reason is this: if you treat people the right way and you do the right things for a long enough period of time, and I don't know what everybody's time period is. That has to do with personal development. It has to do with your vision, your work ethic, all that stuff. But if you do it for a long enough period of time, and those things are consistent, and you guys have heard me train on consistency before many times, the end result is inevitable. And that's going to happen for them. So Chris, I appreciate it, man. Like I'm going to, by the way, you guys, y'all are luckier than me because now that he put on the fireman outfit and all that stuff, now the pressure's on me. So if I don't deliver, he's gonna be like, why did I even go through and bring all that stuff anyway? Well, man, I had this thing all planned out and Dean did not deliver. Well, okay. We're going to try to make sure that we're going to try to make sure that doesn't happen. So I appreciate it. And I know this is being recorded. So, Mr. Thomas, I appreciate you. I cannot wait to see you in Tahoe. You guys, I am going to tell you this. Look, it's a sellout situation. Sometimes things happen in the last second with a room here or there. I'm telling you right now, and I messaged a couple of you privately. If you got a private message for me, that this was definitely for you. I'm letting you know you need to reach out to me afterwards because of Impact launching and Tony Kupas being there. I'm going to talk about that at the end. I'm letting you know right now. I'm giving you guys a warning shot. All right, you need to reach out to me after this this call. I'm not kidding. You need to reach out to me after this call. There's been I've heard some voicemails and some things about what's going to happen with Impact. You guys, I'm just telling you, this will be the single most significant. Thanks, JL. This will be the most significant launch that the company's ever had. So I don't know how else to say it after 15 plus years. It's going to be the most significant. And the question is, are you going to be prepared and are you going to be in a position to take advantage of it? Let's not talk ACN for a second. Let's just talk any business, corporate America, small business America. If you had the person who listen up, if you had the person who was responsible or largely responsible for the launch of a service before the public really knew, and you could be on the inside, and listen to this, not on Zoom, in the room with the person. Could be McDonald's, could be Home Depot, could be Lowe's, could be AutoZone, could be any big could be Starbucks. And you get to be in the room with the person before the thing happens. Let me just ask y'all a question. Who's in? Why would you treat this any differently? It doesn't make any sense. So hang on one second, because I just gave myself another note. I'm going to have a bunch of these today, you guys, since this is going to be my last Al Thomas training for, I don't know how many months till he's going to bring me back. By the way, I don't even know. This might be the last one I ever do. I mean, I don't know. That's up to Mr. Thomas. I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to circle back around to that at the end. Couple things. Hang on one second. Dave Culver, not even close. So hold up, you guys. Man, I'm getting blown up right now. Hold on. Okay. So here goes. Let's talk about a couple things. We started the month talking about the necessity to keep this simple. Not that you should, it's a necessity to keep it simple because people can't follow complicated, intricate, not in the beginning. You can't teach a kindergartner calculus 210. But some people try to do that. They try to skip a whole bunch of grades to get a result faster. Can't do it. And once we talked about keeping it simple, creating a success story, then we said one of the things that happens is people overthink simple things, right? What do you really need to know how to do? You need to know how to peak. You need to know how to invite. You need to know how to sign up a service, and you need to know how to promote an event. That was the second week that we talked. And then the third week we talked about habits. We talked about psychological habits and physical habits and how those two things work together. Do y'all remember that conversation? Yes or no? Okay. And that you're your greatest resource. And part of what we talked about is breaking through. The first part of breaking through, by the way, anybody on this call besides me, anybody on this call want to break through to a new position? Anybody on this call want to break through to a new new income level? Well, in order to break through to that, you have to break something. And the thing that has to be broken are the old habits and old thinking. We talked about that last week. Oh, and by the way, you guys don't even get it twisted. Like I had great conversations with a lot of people this week. And one of those breakthroughs is pushing yourself to do something that you may not, by the way, breaking through might be pushing yourself to do something that's not on your calendar right now. So now we're going to shift gears. So I hope you guys took notes from the first 3 weeks. And I got something fun to show you at the end. So, man, I almost wish that this call, that people weren't muted so we could have a conversation with each other. I know you have to do it through the chat. So here goes. Let's talk philosophy. And typically I don't like to do this, and I'm going to tell you why, because philosophy turns into mindset, and then everything is mindset, and you're not given specific things to do. But if you guys have gotten to know me a little bit over the course of the last 52 years that I've been doing this call, that I've been trying to give you things that are actual tangible things that, thanks, Mr. Clemens. I've been trying to give you guys actual tangible things for you to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Do you guys feel like you've gotten that from me? Yes or no? For real? Okay, cool. So now we are going to talk a little philosophy. So here's what happened to me this week. I had an overwhelming, which by the way, I think is an important description. So I want you to think about this. I had an overwhelming sense of gratitude. And I think it really has to start with gratitude, right? Just in general. And you got to apply it to your ACN business for sure. I mean, look, let me make this part simple. There are millions of people right now. And I have to take my own training. So I'm no different than you. But it was just a realization and a need for me to share this with you, that there are millions of people right now that if they had the opportunity to trade their problems for yours, to trade their circumstances for yours, to trade their living arrangements for yours, do you all understand that there are millions of people right now in the world that it would be no conversation, trade up. They would trade with you in a second. So the first thing that I think we have to do is understand a sense of gratitude, gratitude for a call like this, gratitude for the leadership like a Mr. Thomas, gratitude that an opportunity like ACN found its way onto our street, to our address, onto our computer, right? That you have that opportunity. See, there's a big difference in life, you guys. There's people who look for guarantees and there's people who look for opportunity. And the people who look for opportunity are always the ones that win the biggest. The people who look for a guarantee, right? What they're looking for is they're looking for something for nothing. And you guys know that that is absolutely not the case. Like here, you get to determine it. And I'm so grateful for that. Because there's a lot of people in a job, and I'm not saying don't have a job, but in a job environment, there's a lot of people that it almost doesn't matter how hard you work. You're going to be paid about the same. That position has been slotted. For those of you who understand what I just said, it's been slotted, right? And you guys, I'm not going to go into a structure conversation, but you understand the person quote unquote above you will teach you everything that you need to know to do your job, but they're never going to teach you everything that you need to know to get their job because there's self-preservation there. Does that make sense, everybody? So the first thing to understand is gratitude, that you have literally a no limit opportunity. We have to have the gratitude of the owners and the co-founders and the comp plan. Oh my God. By the way, you guys, the company was doing great before they got Team National. The company was doing great before they got Connect. You know, the company had international expansion. So when you talk about having gratitude for the 4 co-founders that we have, oh my gosh, the executive team, come on. By the way, I'll give you an example. Watch this. Who on this call, and I can only see page 1 right now of all of you, but I'm glad that your cameras are open. Who on this call had to work on getting and implementing and integrating the impact health sharing into our online store and website? Who had to work on that? 0 people. No, you didn't. That was done by corporate. You didn't have anything to do with it. You had to point and click. They had to integrate all that. They had to create the comp plan. By the way, you didn't do. All you had to do was point and click and get yourself accredited. They handled all that. That was them, not you. Am I making my point? Okay. Which leads me to the second one. So after gratitude, right? Insane amount of gratitude. Dave Culver, I'm so excited. I'm going to see you in Tahoe, dude. I can't even tell you. Gratitude. The second one is this, it's awareness, right? Like you need to be aware. And what happens is we are all so bombarded with stuff. Media, family, school, work, faith, all the things that compromise a really busy life, man. We have so much to be grateful for, but there needs to be an awareness of what's going on around us. And I'll relate it to something in our business, right? So this impact launch is a big deal. I can't stress it enough to you. But I want you to think about this. I want you to be aware of this, okay? We're going to cover this stuff in Tahoe too. So I want you to be aware of this. The word that they've been using a lot is disruption. This is going to be a disruption in an industry. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm very aware about what happened with Uber and Lyft, right? But you guys remember when Uber first started? What are you doing? I'm Ubering. I'm doing Uber. What are you doing? Well, I got my job. I got my thing. And then I Uber at night. I'm Ubering. They turned a noun into a verb. Uber was a noun. It became a verb. Okay. So if you could have been a part of that, well, guess what? Prior to Uber, guess how you got around if it wasn't your car? You called a cab. Uber disrupted the cab industry completely. Okay. So here's another noun to a verb, right? Here's another noun to a verb. Airbnb. So, hey, so are you going to the National? Yeah. Are you staying at the hotel? Now I'm going to Airbnb it. That's a verb. They went from a noun to a verb. Are you aware of this? The hotel industry had no competition if it wasn't another hotel. Now they do. Because you can make your home beautiful, have the towels and the soaps and everything waiting, have that place cleaned up, and you can Airbnb your home. You go stay in a hotel for 4 days. You make $200, $300, $500, $1,000 a night because there's a big event in your town because you Airbnb'd your place. Did that disrupt that industry? Yes or no? Better believe it. So now we get into, there's ride sharing, there's home sharing, and now there's health sharing. Are you aware of the size and, no pun intended, the impact of what this is going to do? I don't know. You either are or you aren't. But I'm letting you know, you're not going to be unaware of this on my watch. No chance. This is going down, you guys, and it's going down in days. It's crazy. So are you aware of the industry? Are you aware of your circumstances? Are you aware of the events that are coming up? Are you aware? So here's the next one, philosophy. Servant leadership. See, the thing about servant leadership is this, is everyone loves the idea, and people can admit this or not, but it's true because we all want to succeed. We all want to win. I hope you do. I hope that's why you're on this call. I've talked about that before. But servant leadership, putting people ahead of yourself, if you do that for a long enough period of time, you won't have a choice but to be recognized. You won't have a choice. It will not be a choice for you because your name, just like Jim Rohn said in his recording, your name is going to show up in people's testimonials. This person pushed me to do this. They got me to do that. I got a phone call from this individual completely out of the blue, changed my life, changed my circumstances, helped me make a decision. Help me make a decision. Help me get to the next pin level. Help me go to an event that I was not going to go to. Help me do this because you are serving them. Watch what happens for you. But the problem is that most people don't lead from the front. They really don't. They get everybody doing the stuff and then they step back. And let me tell you the absolute fastest way to gain a following. Show them, don't tell them. Right? You guys remember when we were kids growing up, there was show and tell, right? Show and tell. Well, I'm going to take that to a whole different level right now. Show and tell. You show them, other people will tell people about it. That makes sense? You show them, other people will tell people about it. Hang on, we got people waiting to get in here. Hold up. Okay. So after servant leadership, here's a big one. Are you guys ready for another one? Just a philosophy, just a thought, yes or no? Well, Sharian's ready. I don't know if anybody else is. By the way, let me talk about, Sharian's got me all freaked out right now because I'm used to seeing these wild, crazy Elton John style glasses, and she went all conservative today. Y'all agree with me? I mean, look at her glasses. What the hell is going on? I'm just playing. She thought I was going to say something else, but I wasn't. After servant leadership, here's a big one. You guys want it? Personal responsibility. Look, even if you're doing this super part-time is not no time. You have a personal responsibility. Not to Al, not to me, not to your upline, to you. You know, you clicked submit, you got an IBO number, you got an online store, and you all did that for a reason. Like there was a reason behind that. And you have a personal responsibility. And by the way, you guys, and you can write this down. I've said this a bunch of times. How someone does one thing is how they do everything. You find someone who's successful in one area, they're going to be successful in another. You know, I'll use an obvious example because a lot of you may not have known him, but I've known Julian Lewis for a long time. I'm going to tell you right now, Julian Lewis did not look the way he does now a long time ago. He does not. like I'm just going to say it like this, okay, without getting all too overly personal. I'm going to say it like this. If you knew Julian back in the day, there were two Julians. Now there's one. Like this dude made a decision that so when somebody wins in one area, it's just a matter of time until they win in another area. Right. And I could use a lot of different examples from a bunch of you, but there was a personal responsibility without regard to upline, downline team, without regard to the circumstances that you are in. You are taking personal responsibility for your actions on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. This is a sign of a leader. Just a philosophy. Choose to embrace it, choose to reject it. That part's up to you. So here's another thing that happens is, and this is a big one, is goal setting. Goal setting. Like, look, you guys, how many times have you heard me, sometimes louder than others, right? But how many times have you guys heard me say or talk to you guys about goals? How many times? Hang on, guys. Wow. Hang on. Sorry. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Got it. So goals. Look, you guys, we have to challenge ourselves and have a goal that's set that should be aggressive, right? Now, I'm not saying if you're an ETL that your goal needs to be RVP by 4th of July. Come on. Like, come on. But you want to know what I am saying? If you're an ETL, I don't care if you turned ETL today. There's no reason you can't be a regional coordinator by 4th of July, if not regional director. Give me a break. Set a goal and get after it. Right? Set a goal and get after it. And you want to know what I do? I hope your goal is aggressive. By the way, how about this? I hope your goal is, I'm trying to find a word. I hope your goal is unreasonable. Right? Because here's what happens. If you have an unreasonable goal, you're going to start doing things that are uncomfortable because your goal is bigger and more important than your comfort level. Look, I see a gentleman down in the bottom left-hand corner who looks like he is in military. What's it? Brandon. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know Brandon. I've never met Brandon. I've never had a conversation with Brandon, but I'll tell you this, when they go through basic, they were uncomfortable. They challenged them to do things that they had no idea they were going to be pushed to those limits. Now, Brandon, I'm not trying to speak for you, but is that a true statement?
Absolutely, sir. Uncomfortable, understatement.
How did you feel when you accomplished whatever it is that the task was that they put before you?
So it was interesting because at graduation day, that's when you forget about all of the pain because you just get that endorphin rush of victory. And I think that God designed us that way for a reason. We can, if we put through the pain of going through something, then you end up thinking less of that pain as you move past it.
I want you to think about what he just said. By the way, Brandon, have you and I ever spoken before?
No, sir.
No, we haven't. Dean is fine. You're very kind, but that's right. So I appreciate that. So you guys check this out. I want you to think about what he just said. When they graduated, he completely forgot about the pay. It didn't even show up because the goal setting. It's in my notes for you guys. Goal setting is so important. Could you imagine if you went through basic or whatever the training says, I'm not an expert on it. Could you imagine he goes, yeah, I'm not really going to do that today. Be like, no, you're 100% doing it. Yeah, I'm not really going to do that today. I'm not feeling it. Could you imagine? You can't even imagine. Look at it. You can't even imagine, but here it happens all the time. Happens all the time. I'm not really feeling it. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. The thinker thinks and the doer does. You got to be the doer. Get your goals set, work with the leader that's working with you, do the things that are uncomfortable to get you to the goal. You forget about all that stuff because we are all going to be celebrating with you and you will be the most excited person. So then there's two other philosophies that I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm going to show you something. It is humility. And right next to humility or right below humility, confidence. Now, here's the issue. Most people, in my experience, don't know how to have both. They don't. They don't know how to have humility and confidence. There's false humility and there's true humility. You know, the old saying in ACN is challenge is up, success is down. If there's a problem, that's something that happened on my team, that is my fault. I'm the leader. I'll take responsibility. I must not have communicated. I must not have trained well enough. I must not have whatever. Okay. The second thing is true humility versus false humility. False humility is ugly to be around, but when you're truly humble and grateful, people think that you can't be confident and humble. You absolutely can. When things are going well, whose fault is it, or who gets the credit? The team. Man, you got promoted to RVP, you got promoted to regional coordinator, you got promoted to regional director. I have an unbelievable team. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful. We have somehow attracted people on this team that I'm just blown away by. Or there's people who do this. Dude, you got promoted to this position, to that position. Well, yeah, I had the vision and I put in the work and I set up this and I did that and I. Oh my God. I turns into I can't believe I'm talking to this guy. I mean, his biggest fan is looking at him in the mirror. Holy smokes. Right? You can be a humble leader and a confident leader. Here's part of the things about confidence. Confidence means that you have a vision, and that means that you have a vision of where you're taking yourself and where you're taking your team. Which, by the way, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about things like the event we have coming up in Southern California and Lake Tahoe. By the way, you guys, this is such a great example. You get them there, we'll do the work. You just get them there and you get yourselves there. We'll do the work. You can be a humble, confident leader. Humility just means making sure that people are getting credit. It also means that you're taking responsibility. Does that make sense, everybody? Notice that none of this today was about the intricacies of getting qualified. None of this today was about the intricacies of the details of Impact Health Share. Look, you guys, you're all adults. Go to ACN Compass, go into your back office and get yourself educated. Watch and read and learn. Take that accreditation test so you can make sure that you're ready to go when we launch Impact. So these couple of events that are coming up, I'm going to share something with you guys. Okay. Right? I'm like a kid when it comes to this stuff. Let me tell you this. Freaking listen up. Are you guys listening? One thing can change everything. Listen, one thing can change everything. I'm going to show you a visual example of it in a minute. And it's insane. To me, it's insane what I'm going to show you. Okay. Oh, we got chats coming on with people's birthdays. Whoever's had a birthday, a happy birthday. A sensational sharing that looks like it had a birthday. Happy birthday, love. So let me bring this up. I'm not bringing up the thing. I'm bringing up the thing. So you guys, this weekend, if any of you have contacts in Southern California, by the way, I believe that if you're within 4 hours of Southern California, you should be here. Let me tell you why. This is the first event that we have had live with a co-founder since before the pandemic. By the way, do you guys think that would be something reasonably important to be at? Yes or no? Better believe it. Better believe it. So if you are anywhere within the Southern California area, and I mean driving distance and you can get here, why would you miss that on the verge and on the eve of us launching the biggest thing that the company's ever launched? So let me just share this with you guys so you guys can screenshot this. And then you need to text me or email me, and I'll put my email in the end regarding this in Tahoe. So check this out. So here is our little flyer, and you may recognize our guest speaker. So here you go. And we have Tony Kupis, the owner, the co-founder of ACN in Southern California this Saturday. Well, you don't understand. I got plans. I got a barbecue. Do the barbecue in 2 weeks. Let the fact that you're at the event in the room with the owner of the company and some of the top producers in the company are going to be at this event. I cannot tell you guys, I want you to just think about this. On May 9th, we launched the biggest, most important service that the company has ever launched. You have the owner 10 days ahead of time, face to face with you. Oh, by the way, do you think it might be a good idea to have a guest with you? Probably not a bad idea. You're gonna give that some consideration. Like, yeah, don't listen to me. You're gonna hear from the owner of the company that's done $4 billion in revenue in the last 5 years, and they haven't even launched the biggest service that they're ever going to launch. That happens in 10 days. You get to meet them. So I'm going to leave that up here for another second, you guys. Registration's at 9:30. The event is at 10. It'll probably go until 2 o'clock, 2:30, somewhere in there, maybe 3 o'clock because of everything going on with Impact. All right. So that's that. I think tickets are $20 tickets are $20 or 6 for 100. So there you go. By the way, do you guys think that would be worth it? Yes or no? No question. So that's the first thing. Oh, by the way, if any of you really like the idea of going regional coordinator and regional director, why don't you bring someone in 3 teams? Watch what happens for you. You bring someone in 3 teams to that event, watch what happens for you and your business. So that's the first one. Here's the second one. Whoops. Okay. Stand by. And then I'm going to show you. So you guys, in case you don't have it, here is the info for Tahoe. You just have to reach out to me first. So I am going to put my email in the chat. So stand by, everybody. There you go. There's my email. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Zoe, who's on this call, she not only got a room, she got multiple rooms, and she has people coming in different legs. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to call my shot right now. So take a picture of this. I'm going to call my shot with this, right? Can you guys see it? It should be sharing. Okay. Thanks, Chris. All right. So check this out. I'm letting you know that you guys will see Zoe go regional coordinator and regional director in the next 12 months. I'm telling you, I'm calling it. There's no pressure on her, but I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. Why? Because she's getting people in the environment so the leaders and the people who've done it can train them. So I'm going to leave that up for a second, and you guys have my email. So, after, if there's no communication about this after today, then don't sweat it. We'll just tell you how it was. And I already know how that conversation is going to go. All right, cool. Now, I said I was going to show you something. Okay. So what did I say? I said one thing does what? Yes, Al Thomas is absolutely going to be there. By the way, it's Al's first event. Al hasn't been to the Tahoe event. So anyway, hang on one second. I said to you guys that one thing changes everything. Sam, Willie, check the chat. All right. So I said one thing changes everything. Do you guys agree with that? Like one thing can change everything. Yes or no? Okay. There's a couple other people chatting with me directly. So Sam, Willie, a couple of you others, do me a favor, check the chat, and that'd be great. Okay, cool. So here goes. Here goes. One thing can change everything. You guys know I use a lot of sports analogies. I'm a sports guy. I like sports. You don't have to know sports to see and appreciate what I'm about to show you. You don't have to get it. You just have to understand what I'm showing you. What is the one thing for you? I don't know. It could be one person. It could be one it could be 1 minute. It could be 1 minute of courage. It could be anything. But one thing can change everything. I know Chris Sampson, who you guys have heard from before, he's on my team. He's going through a massive change right now. And man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I had to kind of butt heads with him a bunch of times. And if he was on the call, I'm not speaking out of turn. He would let you know that that's a fact. But I want you guys to know this. This guy's going to go RVP. We had a conversation the other day. This almost put me in tears. He's like, why didn't I listen to you? Why did I fight you? I said, this is what kids do. They fight their parents. They fight the leaders. But when you submit, ultimately unbelievable things happen. And I'm telling you guys right now, this guy is on absolute fire right now. So one thing can change everything. We're all in agreement, right? I'm going to show you guys something as a sports person. I was so blown away. Everybody was. It was all over Twitter. It was all over everything. So I'm going to show this to you, and I want you to watch it. I'm going to set it up. And if you've seen it, you're going to see it differently. So, Mr. Lewis, do I have your permission? Are we ready? Mr. Lewis, do you think they're going to handle this or no? All right, here goes. Now, you got to let me set this up, and I want you to watch what happens. This is the NBA playoffs in Memphis. Minnesota was a good team. They're up by 13 points, and Memphis could not get out of their own way. They were missing shots. They were letting guys get to the basket. They're at home, and they have a chance to take a 3-2 lead. And the last thing that they can have happen is go back to Minnesota down 2-3. Because it's a best of 7. So whoever gets to 4 games first, the series is tied 2-2. I want you guys to note the time. There's 9 seconds left in the third quarter, and Memphis is down, and they've been down the whole freaking game. They're down 13 points. And if you watch the game, they were just being outplayed. But one thing can change what? You guys, say it. One thing can change what? By the way, I know some of y'all are at work and you're like
everything.
Thank you. You're whispering. You're like this. I'm saying, say it.
Everything.
One thing change everything. One thing can change everything.
Everything.
Watch this, and you're going to watch it a couple times. Wait till you see how one thing changes everything. They're down 13 points with 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. How one thing changes everything. Here goes.
Winner takes a 3-2 lead in this opening round series. Morant. Oh! A jawbreaker!
Down 13 points.
Winner takes a 3-2
This is going to be on
lead in this opening round
posters on
series.
kids'
Morant.
walls for freaking decades.
A jawbreaker!
Here's the deal. What's your moment? I don't know. What's your moment? They were down 13 points with no chance to win that freaking game. And with 9 seconds in the third quarter, this guy made a play. And by the way, Memphis ended up winning on a last second shot by 2. If you're competitive, guess what that did? It tore the heart out of the other team. Now, I'm saying that to you in reference to ACN because of this. I want you guys to tear through these positions. I want you guys, exactly, Julian. I want that for you. I want you to have your hand this far above the rim dunk that's going to end up on kids' posters on their walls for decades. What if you have that moment? And that moment propels you to whatever your win is. For some of you, it's going to be some courage to make a decision to actually go talk to people. For some of you, it's going to be the courage to actually learn how to do the presentation. For some of you, it's going to be the courage to go, you know what? I had absolutely zero plans to be in Lake Tahoe, but you know what? I'm freaking going because I want my hand above the rim and I want to be on kids' posters. And they're going to be talking about you behind your back going, if this person didn't tell me to go, I'm blown away. So I don't know what that moment is for you. But I know that it's not, you're not going to miss it on my watch. You can choose to miss it, but you're not going to miss it because you didn't know how important it was. No way, no chance. Not with Impact right now. No way. No way. So I literally could not wait to talk to you guys today. I knew I was going to show you this because everybody has a moment. And that Douglas just said, my moment will be in Tahoe. By the way, I 100% believe it. It only takes one. It takes one thing and it can change everything. So it's been fun spending the month with you guys. I know I'm going to see a bunch of you over the course of either the weekend in Southern California. You guys, look, you got SoCal, you got Tahoe, and then you have the Impact launch. You are set up to win. You are set up to win. So I do not know if I'm turning this back over to Mr. King or Mr. Clemens or to Julian, but whoever I'm turning it back over, whoever I'm turning it back over to, I'm gonna relinquish the wheel here. I know we went a little bit longer than normal, but you know what, you guys, I had a message to try to get across to you, and hey, Anita, I had a message I wanted to get across to you, and now's your time. You know, take your shot above the rim, whatever it is that you need. Now's the time for you to disrupt yourself. You want to take advantage of an industry that's getting disrupted, you need to disrupt yourself. Make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome.